Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. And today we're gonna make drag tags. Yep, we're making these beauties. Obviously, they're not gonna be exactly like this, but these are awesome flip tags, and these are based off of Julie Torrens's Paper Dolls flip tags. And I will link one of her video, her latest one, doing the flip doll tag. And as you can see, it flips open. I had to do a little reinforcement there because I got a little too close there, so I don't want that flopping off. So I just put a little paper and glue. And this is just lined with some brown packaging. And as you can see, it's embellished with some gems and pearls, and the faces are colored in. And there's a message on each one, and each one is dressed fashionably. This is tissue paper. It's gel printed tissue paper. And then the body, what we did was, this was from Julie. She did a collage of paper strips. So basically cutoffs, like if you have a little basket of cutoffs from doing whatever paper craft, it's a good time to use them. So I made all these, and I thought, and they were really popular in my Facebook group, Makers of Mixed Media Art and Artists. And so Patricia of PM Artist Studio said she wanted one. And then other people said, you should make a video. So here we are. So we're gonna start. First thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you the material I'm using for this, and it's wallpaper. Now, if you watched the Thursday stream at PM Artist Studio, celebrating their 6,000 subscriber, yay, go PM Artist, you would have seen one of the packages, one of the giveaways was a package from Maya. Hi, Maya. And these are some of the things she included in the package. She sent me a smaller one with some wonderful goodies in it too, because she's in the process of destashing and moving, so she didn't want to throw anything away, so she's sharing the wealth, and she's super generous. So she sent some of this wallpaper. So what I did is I took the wallpaper and I cut it down to about 12 by 12 piece. So this is roughly 12 by 12. It doesn't have to be exact. And then because it's not so sturdy, well, it's kind of sturdy, but it has this rough backside. I decided to layer it or back it with some other paper that's a little more pleasing, let's say, and easier to write on if you want to leave space to write. So what I did was I lined the other ones that I showed you with, paper packaging, and then I just distressed it with inks. Now, something else Maya sent me was this beautiful red rice paper that's got this awesome, excuse me, allergies are really bad today. These awesome designs at the bottom. Now, so it comes in a sheet like that. It's long. I can't show the entire thing on camera, but you get the idea. It's pretty long. Each end has the same just design, and then throughout there's flecks of gold. I don't know the exact name of this. I know it's rice paper, and I know I love it. So I went ahead and glued it all up. I used some just gel medium to glue it up, and you can see here, don't do what I did, is I was scraping it with my little card, and some of the glue seeped out because I had too much glue and it got out. Okay, well, we can always fix that with something else, but just be aware when you're using the gel medium. Don't be heavy-handed. So look how fun that is. So you open it up, bam, you've got writing space, and you got a cool design. So the first thing I did was decided on the heads. That's the main focal point. And I picked out 4. I have this book of it's like a historical book. It's a series. and they have a lot of great black and white portraits. So what I'm gonna do, let me set that aside so don't forget that, is show you. Now, as you can see, I've got all sorts of goodies here, so I'll go through them as we get ready to use them. So these are the heads I've chosen, these 4 dudes, and we're gonna drag them out. Totally. But and so it's basically, it's just colored pencil is what I use to give them their look. And then we have our strips. So what I want to do first is I want to get these strips laid down onto the front of this so that I can then color the heads, and then they will be glued here. And what Julie recommended is do a little mark in the middle. So about 6 inches, that's about the middle. And then take each half and divide that in half. So you get, so you know that your 4 spaces that you're working with, and it gives you kind of a guideline. Eventually we're gonna trim around and shape them up. So, originally this was like this, and then I trimmed around it after it was all decorated. So let's do that. Let's just start playing some strips, and I don't know, we'll have a little chat. I hope everyone's doing well today. It is the beginning of June, and it is quite hot in here in Boston. But, the way things are going, weather-wise, they say it's gonna get cold tonight. It don't make sense, but not much does these days. So I'm gonna enjoy the beautiful weather while it's here. I apologize for the sniffling. It's just allergy season, and y'all know what a lot of y'all know what that's like. All right, so I'm gonna lay these out, and I kind of figured out that from here down is where I want these strips to go. The FRO, that just means, it was a note to myself to remember that this was the front when I was laying the paper inside. So about there, and get it as straight as possible. Don't go crazy. And I'm just using random scraps, and like Julie recommended, or Julie does, she doesn't have a plan of a design. She just gets into it and lays down the strips, and that's what I'm gonna do. Just lay them down evenly. These are not cardstock. Most of this is copy paper weight, or just a little bit thicker. Like this one's just a tiny bit thicker. It's a one-sided scrapbook paper, but it's a little thinner, but still a little thicker than the copy paper. But they're all pretty similar in thickness. So get some glue on there, Eddie. So they'll work well. I don't recommend using different thicknesses. It's gonna be awkward laying them down and matching them up, and it's no fun. Let's cut you down there. Jeez. And I don't know if you remember in my last video, I was complaining about my glue stick, and that last video is already out. You know what? That video may not be out when this one's out, because I don't do them in order. I was going to, but there was a request yesterday for a video on these, and I figured I'm gonna go ahead and do that now in a continuation of our celebration of Pride. So I hope you watched my Pride video. It was published on June 1st, the first day of Pride, and it is a collage I made for Pride using the colors of the rainbow that I cut out of my different gel prints using circle punches. That's pretty cool. I will link it down below, and you can It'll be in the end cap, I think, on the end of the video. So now that these strips are glued down, I'm going to just set this to the side. I will just go around and trim these excess pieces off and just make it nice and clean. And I always do that from the reverse side so that I don't nick into the base there. And one thing I was remembering when I was laying out the pieces in the front is that the way I'm going to decorate these, once the heads are on, you're not going to see a ton of the underneath of the strips we just put on. So, you know, don't go crazy trying to make it, you know, perfect or all line up. You know, it's collage. Black spot there. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to ink it, but I'm going to ink it with the blue denim, the faded blue jeans, faded jeans. If I can get it right, Distress ink. Now, I'll be dropping all that stuff today, FYI, simply because the weather is about to get really bad this afternoon, meaning storms and rain. So, you know, the paws are aware of that and have started, we missed this part. Now, on the other ones, you noticed I did with the, it's more of a tan paper, and I distressed it with black and vintage photo, but I'm not going to do that to this one because the red, I like the red the way it is, and I don't want to muss it up. I should go down here. So, just want to do a little distressing. That's on the edges. Plus, it covers up the white edge from the papers. So if you got some old wallpaper scraps laying around, have at it. Make some drag tags. And the reason I did these was because I was watching Julie's video on her flip doll tags, and I think she mentioned something about boy heads or something like that. And then I started, you know, thinking, and I said, oh, how fun would it be to make a drag tag? Yeah, so it just kind of started, and I was actually filming it, and I was going all over the place and, you know, trying to think of different ideas, and I just scrapped that video and didn't do it, just forget about it. But now that I've kind of got the process down, I figured, yeah, let me go. I can do a video now. All right. So we'll set that aside, let that finish drying. And the next thing we're going to do is these faces. So we're going to color them in. I'll color them in one by one, and I'll speed up this part so that you don't get terribly bored. But I'll start off. I'll start them off and then we'll speed it up. I'm just using some basic colored pencils. I don't have fancy ones. I have some Crayola and this brand called Fuji. I don't know, but that's what I got. Sharpen them up, and here, let's start with, what are we going to call this guy? This is Seymour. Now, some of this may get covered up, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. I just want to make sure that there's enough room above the head where there's enough here, edge, so that when you flip open the tag, it doesn't, tear. It's not fragile. All right, so I think we're going to go there. And maybe here. There. Who do we have here? Make sure they're equidistant before I glue them down. Oh, I just got it all over my hands. Good job, Eddie. That's okay. We may cover that up anyway. And I think this one can go a little higher. Huh. Well, I think we can keep them all at the same place. Okay. Since this is a book page, I'm going to use my glitter glue so that I get better contact, especially on the wallpaper, because it's got a smooth surface, like not shiny, but it's got almost a plasticky feel. All right, Seymour, you're going down. Okay. There we are. And after I glue them down, we can start figuring out how we want to dress them up. And that's the fun part. It can be hard figuring out, And so what I did with these is I used some die cuts up here that I painted. This is a fake pearl, some bling, little there. And then this inside, this was a die cut. Right, and I put the 4 die cuts on each one. These are going to do each a little bit different. And then I created sort of a wrap using some gel printed tissue paper. And then even under here, there is a gel print because these are cutouts. So the behind would show the strips, but I didn't want to show the strips. I wanted it to be a separate, outfit. So that behind there inside is a gel print in there. Let me hold it up to the technology. You can see that in there. And then I glued just the top and the bottom so that I could slip a little message inside. Okay. And this one has a similar treatment, positioned differently in with the jewel. But again, it's got earrings. And he's ready to go. So I went ahead and painted some die cuts. I have some more of these. That white paper. Here we go. I have one of these. I have this bit here. That's really cool. I have this that I used that on another one, the one I just showed you, and I just cut it in half. This was gold, and I took some bronze gouache and just went over it with my finger. There's some painted doily. There's another die cut of some leaves. And then this is what it looks like. And then I paint it with spray dyes. And then this one, I gave it a coat of color shift paint. So when it turns, you can see the cool colors. So that's what that looks like. And then I've got a couple of Monstera leaves here, and they come like this, or this is how Maya sent them to me. These were, she made these. So this was like in here. And so that's what they look like. They're just plain white cardstock, and then I sprayed them up with my dyes. And then on these two, I took some gold acrylic paint with my finger and just rubbed it all over. We have a little sort of leafy thing here. It's also painted. This was part of something else that she sent me, but I cut it off to use as a headpiece. And then there's more here that we can use on the outfits. And then I have this gel print that I thought would make a really cool gown for one of these queens. But we gotta know which one. And my idea with this was to sort of do it in such a way where if you fold it, kind of wrinkle it like this, and then we'll do the other side like that. So it's got like the flowy look, all right, but it's glued down, and then behind here we can put our little message. So I think that one go there. We can do, I wonder if this would make, we can always do something like that. And I have tissue here, more painted tissues that we can use. Some of these, this one was just a kind of a wipe-off sheet. Maybe we could do something with these. Let's cut some of this out. I'm going to first rip there. Oops, you know what? I'm gonna head and cut it out because I think I'll be better off and have a better cut. So let's see here. Maybe from here, from there. Come on. And for him, perhaps we could do something like this. If it could stay under. Maybe that, or do this little bit here. We have to fashion the outfit. Or we could use this under here, but I don't like that. But that wouldn't be an outfit. If we glue that beneath or behind, that could be cool. We could even have it coming out a little bit. I've got these like the scissors, the funny scissors. I wonder if it will cut this ribbon. Come on. Almost done. There we go. So what I'm gonna do, well, that doesn't make sense, Eddie, because you have to cut it at an angle. All right, so I am going to now trim this so it goes this way, because I didn't think about it. All right, so let's get this out of the way. So put glue on the die cut, and then I'll lay it over the ribbon so I get a good idea of what I'm doing. Okay, so now this has to dry. I'm gonna let this dry, and then I'm gonna speed the rest up here, and I'll keep decorating, and then if I need to, I'll pop in and say something. Okay, moving right along. Discovered my camera stopped recording. You didn't miss a whole lot. So what I did here was I added some painted tissue, just made it like a wig, a purple wig, and then put a little crown on and a little faux pearl. And this guy, I just took a, where's the rest of that? Where are you? But I don't know where it is. But there was a bigger piece to that I cut down for, oh, here it is, just kind of like an accent there, just sticking out, you know, something fun. And then for this gentleman, I made him a little petit chapeau in the Couleur Rouge with the little purple tissue accent. And that is actually some bling here, but I just glued it. So it's not going to look clear, but this is what it looks like when it's done. So it'll look really good. Actually, I'll show you. I used these as earrings on him. You see how they look. Okay. Now for this young man, I forgot what we named him. I took this cutout, this die cut. It was painted with spray dyes in like a couple of tones of blue, and then I added some gold paint to accent it, and then I glued it, I backed it, and I glued it on top of this, some shiny metallic paper, not very heavy either, and then just cut it out. And we're gonna glue it down. And then we're gonna use those Monstera leaves for the top. It's gonna be like, you know, super over the top. And I'll let this dress come down here. So that, and then I thought we could do that there. We could do one here. And then stick a little jewel on there or something. How about that? Okay. And we're almost done with these guys. Oops, not enough glue. Slow down. Yeah, that one was already ripped. I ripped that when I was painting them, but no worries. I can always go back and give little, you know, touches of glue here and there, wherever it needs it. And like I said, it's warm here today and humid, so it's gonna take a little bit to glue down. Okay. And then we need a little something there for him. So just gonna use that, and then blue jewel. That's annoying. That's the one thing annoying about this glue, but you know, it's all good. Although I don't think that's bright enough. Do I have something that's a little brighter that I could put under there? I think I'm just gonna do that. Okay. Let's glue this down. This is another die cut that I sprayed and or used distress sprays on. And really I'm just kind of gluing so it just stays in place, because don't really need much. And then we can use this. Ooh, ooh. Take it easy. Ooh, ooh. Sticky glue. Go a little bit there. Center it at the top of that little pyramid. Ooh, he is ready for a drag brunch in Los Angeles. Or where do they live? They have all the good drag brunches. West Hollywood. I've never been, believe it or not. I mean, I've been through Los Angeles a couple times. Once traveling up to San Francisco in a vehicle, and then just recently I had a layover in at LAX, but that was it. But I've been to San Francisco a couple of times, and that's it in California. I've been to Oakland, but I definitely want to go back more. I just, it's not cheap. And I don't like to travel and stay in like crummy places, and no, I'm not that age anymore. I think these are looking quite fine. And he needs a hat. I don't know if we're gonna give him a hat. Should we give him a hat? Give him a little crown? No, I think for now, I think I'm gonna leave that alone. I don't think he needs a hat. Although, can make him a little something with that. I have a couple of punches here. Maybe something with the shape. Ooh, how about this? A butterfly. Okay, worked. Yeah, this isn't super thick, so we can use the glitter glue. We'll give a little butterfly right there. How cute is that? And I see this little blue. Oh, actually, we can use one of these. This one shows up better. Let's do this larger one here. I had tweezers somewhere. I have no idea where they went. I had them right before I started recording, and now they've disappeared. Okay, little guy, stay. All right, hopefully that'll stay in place. And I think we're doing pretty good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and trim them because I think we're ready to go. I'm gonna start on this end because this one's dry. Now you can always add more. You could definitely do some more embellishing. I just wanted to show you a quick way, well, sort of quick, to get this done. I think the trick for me was just getting all the little bits and pieces together and then just having a play. And that helps. And then, I got a little mess, but that's cool. So I have these cards that I painted on the gel plate with different metallic paints, and I thought we could use them for the memo or the little note cards in there. Now I'm gonna cut these with my fancy scissors since I have them here. Give them a nice edge. And I'm just gonna cut them about a ½ inch thick maybe. And then we'll get our stamp and our ink. I have a white ink. Should work. It just takes a while to dry. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I won't insert them into the tags today because, like I said, it's humid here and it will take forever to dry. So let's see here. I'm gonna tear off the straight edges. I love these guys. They look like they're at a party. Now this one, the shoulders are coming out, but I'm not worried about that. That just adds to the fun. Okay. Turn around. I'll get the stamps. here they are. Forgot I put them in a different container the other day. Do a little organizing. These would fit. So here's the thing. Let's make sure these fit. I think we can make that fit. So this is the Hero Arts Unicorn ink. It's white. It's lovely. It's a very juicy pad, so you don't need a ton. And hold it out for a few seconds. I should be using my little foam pad. Okay, let's do that. Come on, Eddie, dig around. How about Dream? Can we fit Dream on here? Let's see if I can fit my dreams in there. See, I'm not pressing hard. So I discovered with this pad, if you do that, it gets very, it gets the stamp very juicy and drippy, and it's just not good. Perfect. Dream. Another one here. Two more. Let's do Friends. Perfect. Perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you hear the birds? Birds are excited today. And Wish. Or that song, I wish upon a star. No matter where you are. Okay. Wish. All right. I think we're going to leave it there because the only thing left to do is to cut them out, and some of them are still a little bit wet, so especially with these guys. So I'm just going to lay these out, give you a little close-up look-see, and then all you do is you cut around and you make sure you don't cut that edge there because you need that to flap, and then bam, you got your flip tag. So we can start here. Go over and our lovely, lovely drag tags. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you make some drag tags. If you do, and you post it on social media, tag me. I'd love to see it, and I'd love to see what you come up with. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and even leave me a comment. I appreciate that. Thanks so much.